Fall is upon us, winter is coming, and not only does that mean that it's wild and Viking season, but more importantly, it's almost fishing season. So if you're ready to ditch the clamshell, move up to an ice house, the brand new Campsite Ice 17VM has to be on your short list. Let's head inside. I'll show you this layout, talk to you a little bit about some of the features that they have going on here. Because as with, any ice house, you want to make sure that it is going to be catered to your needs, and I really think that you'll be pretty shocked with everything that they have done here in the Campsite Ice. First of all, as you can see, everything is cedar, just like you want. Got that nice smell. You can paint it, you can stain it, you can make it yours. Also, if we take a look over to this side, look at that, nice and easy to clean, right? So we wanna clean our catch. There we can do it. Be able to fillet some walleyes on either side, and then as we flip this up, you will see there is plenty of space in there for your rod and reels. Also, as we drop down, a couple things I want to talk about. One is going to be the covers themselves, the holes themselves here. We have our catch covers on there. It is going to be a standard hole size. So that means if you want to put a honeycomb in there so you don't lose your cell phone to the bottom of Lake of the Woods, you can certainly do that. Also with these, if you want to sleeve it, again, same thing, right? Standard size. But the thing that I really want to talk about that's super important that I just haven't seen a lot of other ice house manufacturers do is give you an actual subfloor. This has a 2x3 insulated subfloor on here, which is huge. Then that, of course, is going to sit on top of the frame. Pretty much all of your other ice house brands just have a sheet of plywood sitting on top of the frame. Your floor is not insulated in most. I'm telling you, that is a huge differentiator and one of the things I really, really like that they have done with the Campsite Ice. Another feature that they have added, and of course this, shouldn't shock you, but yes, pretty much every hole has a light. But then right up top, right about here, there is a 12 by 12 plate. You have 4 of them for your rattle reels. So you'll have 2 on this side, 2 right over here on this side. You can also see we have a couple holes there in the back underneath the table. And yes, it is a massive table, so you and all the guys can play cards. Great thing about this though, is that if you do want to fish these holes, you can simply put this table right up here on the bunk and be able to fish right back here. Then when it's time for bed, if you still want to play, but someone, they had a little too much fun, well, they can go to sleep right up here, or, when it is time to retire, sleep up here, plus this table drops down, and you get a king-size bed right down here. Another thing you will notice about Campsite Ice, and yes, this is very intentional, is all the windows all the way around. We have windows all the way around here, and then behind me again, windows here, again, going all the way back. Why are there so many windows? Well, part of it is so that it brings in a lot of light. But the other part of it is it gives you great visibility. And as we all know, that's important because our best friend John happens to be a DNR officer, and we want to be able to see him before he approaches. Because we like to wave and say, "Hi, John, come on in, buddy." So we want to be able to see, and this visibility, all these windows right here allow us to do that. That's pretty great. And then a couple other really nice features. One of them is going to be the ceiling height itself. So let me show you here. Let me flip the camera back around. I'm 6 foot tall. I have a foot of height in here. That makes it feel nice and open because it is nice and open. And on top of that, it gives you that much more space for your bunk. So when you're up here, you don't feel like you're in a coffin. Also, without even moving this bunk, I don't have to move it. Again, at 6 foot, I can sit underneath this bunk. I still have a few inches of space. You don't have to tilt it up. So, having that higher ceiling allows all this to happen. Again, it just makes it so much easier to use. You will also see on the opposite wall here that there is an inverted plug, so that if you don't have a generator, or you're not running off one of your buddies, you do still have an inverted plug, so you can still plug something in there and be able to run that off the batteries. Storage across the top on both sides. The one side here, you're going to have some additional netting. The other side, you're just going to have the 2 cabinets, but you do get the lights there underneath as well. And then if we take a look underneath that netting, there's going to be a couple things. You will see a TV mount here. And then right over next to that, we have a couple different connections. TV, satellite. Again, if we're taking this out with the family, we have some options there. Of course, most of us are going to use Starlink, and with that, well, take a look at this right here. That is going to be for our fish cam. So that will connect to the TV. The other end, of course, will connect right down there. Super handy. While we're down here, take a look at these vents. You have Big old vents right here. You got a bunch of them. Why? Because that is a 35,000 BTU heater. So yes, that is gonna keep this nice and toasty even on the coldest of days. And if you're saying, well, Ian, what am I gonna do about all the moisture? Well, yeah, I understand that. They understand that too, and that is why they put in a fantastic vent fan right here above the shower. And I know it is in the bathroom, but what you'll notice is when I shut the door, you have this big gap right here, so all that moisture can still escape. Now let's talk about the bathroom real quick, because you may have noticed, yes, this one has a shower. That's something we normally don't see in a lot of ice houses. I will take a step in here, just show you height at 6 foot. Yeah, I do have to duck down a little bit, so there is that. But again, the fact we have a shower really makes this, you can really make a case, right, to the family to say, hey, we can use this year round. You will also see right over here, you have a cassette style toilet. This one does have an on-demand water heater. Again, if you're using the shower in the summer, it'll work great. Winter, not so much, but like I said, helps build that case of being able to use this all year round. And then right here in the corner, you will see we have plenty of space to be able to hang our auger. As we kind of step out over to this side, you're gonna have your kitchen. You'll see that's a stainless steel sink. Kind of, again, have that honeycomb pattern in there. Thermostat off to the side, bottle opener. That'll get some use. Electric outlet there. We have our microwave up top, the hood, 3-burner cooktop for all of our cooking. We also get the oven right there underneath. One other thing I want to talk about before we head outside is how they brought the trim up nice and high in here too. That way all the snow and everything from your boots isn't gonna mess with your cedar. Having that trim up there just helps keep things a little bit drier. Okay, so the inside's great, but let's talk about some of the outside features on the 17VM. So first things first, you'll see that this one has the V-nose front on there. The chassis here will allow you to stay attached to your truck and still be able to drop the ice house down to the ice. You'll see this one does have the hydraulic lift system. We can kind of see that when we go back into the wheel well too. Right up front, you're gonna get two 30-pound propane tanks. That way you can run that 35,000 BTU furnace and not have to worry about running out of propane. And to make sure that your propane stays running, you have an electrical outlet right here. That way you can plug in your blanket and be able to put that over your tanks. Going back a little bit further, again, that's the tankless water heater I mentioned. As I said, that's going to be more for if you're using this camping any other time of the year. But a couple nice things here. One of them is how high the diamond plating comes up the sidewall. And the reason for that is so that way when this is down on the ice, you can pack your snow up and you're not getting into the aluminum. Speaking of the aluminum though, this is a thicker aluminum. They call it retro. It's going to be 33% thicker than what they use on most travel trailers. So that way if you or your buddy accidentally elbow it, it's not going to dent nearly as easily. You also see right up top, you have a power awning. Again, you know, that's going to be for your summertime, your spring and fall camping, not while you're out on Leech Lake. You will see right up here, that is going to be a little flashing light. That's actually a really cool feature. Between that and the LED lights on here, if you're out on the ice and you're trying to get your buddies to find your ice house, you can turn those lights on and it makes it very easy. You know, a lot of times, otherwise you look out and you're like, where in the world am I going? Even with GPS, right? Sometimes it's a little spotty. Those lights right there certainly help all your buddies find exactly where you are. You can see our entryway will be right there. And as I mentioned, this one is going to have a hydraulic lift and lowering system. Coming back a little bit further, we will see some outside speakers. We have two of them out here. And then as we come around to the back, again, windows just all over on this beauty. And then right up top, we can see that this one has the rear observation camera. Coming around over to our other side, couple quick things I want to hit on here. I showed you the furnace that we had inside, and because we have a shower in this one, you will see that you have your fresh water connection there as well as your city water inlet. But because we have the shower, we also have to have a gray tank. So as we come up front, this is going to be our cassette style toilet. Again, you know, I don't know why they're trying to push these bag toilets. No one wants to poop in a bag, right? This right here is so much easier, so that's what they give you. And then right down underneath that is going to be your gray tank termination, so that way you can dump your gray tank if you do use the shower. So there you have it. I mean, it's got all the features you want. It has everything for your rattle reels. It has your standard size holes. It has the nice big furnace. You're able to get all the moisture out of there. This is the new Campsite Ice 17 VM. If you like it and you're wondering about price and availability, there will be a link in the description. Otherwise, you can just stop into your local Camping World pretty much anywhere in Minnesota. Thanks for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see ya.